Hello and welcome everybody to Three Things with JR. We have a little bit of a problem right now. As you can probably hear, my voice is barely there. That's because I got sick last week and the remnants of this cold are still hanging out in my throat. First off, I don't know if I should blame Kiki for getting sick or not. It was a week or so ago, and we were going to bed, and she was sniffling, and we kissed goodnight and everything. And then the next day, I started sniffling. I had a lot of snot. I had a lot of drainage. It was disgusting. I had a headache. I had just like sinus pressure. I started coughing with that snot dripping back down my throat, and it was awful. And so, of course, in my mind, it's all Kiki's fault. In reality, it's probably not. I probably caught it somewhere else. But that was like on a Sunday when it was really, really bad. I was up early that Sunday, outside in the rain, helping out with a big horse event here at the farm where we live. And boy, I felt awful the entire time. I rested the rest of the day. I missed work on Monday. I went to the doctor. I called them. I made an appointment the same day, and they were able to see me, and they checked me out and told me they didn't think it was COVID. I was really happy about that. They did recommend that I go get a test, and told me that CVS is doing free tests. So, I mean, I did have to show them my insurance card, so somebody's paying, I'm sure. But either way, I was able to go to the CVS in Ruckersville and get a test, which was interesting. I had heard about the swabs up the nose being uncomfortable, but I assumed like a nurse or something was doing that. Not when you get your test at CVS in Ruckersville. You do it yourself in your car, in the drive-through where you would normally pick up prescriptions. They just talk you through it right there through the little drive-through window thing. They just explain exactly what to do. And you stick that thing up your nose for 15 seconds each nostril, stick it in a tube, stick it in a bag, stick it in a box. And then 2 days later, you get a text message with a link that takes you to your test results, where I found out that I was COVID negative. So not the COVID, just a nasty case of the seasonal, like just getting a cold sort of a thing, weather changing stuff. But it did give me quite the headache and a bunch of snot and a bunch of coughing. And I think that coughing is what has done this to my voice, which is not great. I am not happy about this at all. This is also why I did not record a podcast episode last week. And although my voice was better, I was just not feeling up to it. I had plans to do it that Sunday when I just felt so sick. Could not get it done. So I did work from home all week. I ate a lot of chicken noodle soup, and I am feeling great. I went out and did things this weekend. I probably should continue to rest. I probably shouldn't be recording this podcast right now because I'm not resting my voice. I need to save that. I've got work stuff to do that will require my voice, and but I just couldn't go another week without doing this, Three Things with JR. So here you go. This is what you're going to get. And it's not going to be a super long episode. I'm just going to give you some three things, a couple drum solos, and get the hell out of here and go rest my voice. So let's get on to it. Thing number one. I'm recording this on Monday night, November 2nd, 2020, which means tomorrow, as I record this, is Election Day. And I did not go vote early, like so many millions of people have. I did not vote by mail, like so many millions of people have. There's something about just going to the polls on Election Day and voting that seems like the way to do it. And I'm certainly glad that it's a safe thing for me to do at this point, to go to the polls since I don't have COVID. I might sound bad, but I am not contagious. I'm not sick. So I do feel safe in going to do it. But Yeah, there's something kind of cool about doing that. Going to the polls right here by my house in lovely little hamlet of Free Union, Virginia, in this little hippie Free Union school that we've got here, and it's a pretty great little place to vote. I am very curious. Is there going to be a lot of people in line? Is there going to be a long wait? What will it be like voting in 2020? I'm curious. I want to know. And so I'm going to find out tomorrow morning. I've taken the day off of work tomorrow. Kiki and I are going to go vote together and get the job done. Last election in 2016, I got to say, I was not really happy with how the Democratic National Committee, whatever they're called, what they did to Bernie Sanders. I really believed he had a fighting chance and was probably their best hope at beating Donald Trump, mainly because so many people feel so strongly about Hillary and all of her shit. So, plus, Bernie seemed to be energizing people. Despite being a crusty old white guy, he had the masses and the younger masses energized until they just pulled the air out of that balloon. And I was really upset. And I never really liked Hillary as a candidate for president. In retrospect, probably would have been better than what we ended up with. But I just couldn't bring myself to vote for her. Certainly wasn't going to vote for Mr. Trump. So I voted for Gary Johnson. He seemed like the only respectable, sane human in the bunch. And so I voted my conscience. And this time around, I think the only way to get Trump out of there is to vote for Mr. Biden. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. I'll be doing so in person at the polls on Election Day, voting against Trump. And I'll be happy to do it. So there you go. I can't wait to kind of see what it's going to be like. Free Union, Virginia, where I live, is a pretty mixed bag of people. It's in Albemarle County, which means there are plenty of Trump signs all around, as well as Biden signs. There's sort of a hippie-ish sort of vibe in Free Union and nearby Crozet, but we're also surrounded by a lot of, your rural folks who tend to be more Trumpish. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to finding out what will happen. Will there be guns? Will there be protesters? Will there be the police? Will it be safe? Will it be a long line and take forever? I don't know. But I guess I'll find out tomorrow. And then maybe next week we'll talk about it if anything interesting happens. So there you go. That's thing one. And I think we should do a drum solo and come back for thing two. I'll be back in a minute. And we're back. Those drum solos courtesy of a recording session we did with my band Big at Studio 607 in Ivy, Virginia, just a few miles from where I sit right now in Free Union, at the beautiful home of Tim Ryan and his studio. And you probably just heard a small cut of a little drum fill thing I did on one of our new songs. We recorded 2 songs in the studio finally. One of them is a song you may have heard before if you're familiar with the band Big. It's called People, but we did a more electric, more amped up version of it. And the other song is called Brand New Day, which is sort of a brand new song for us. I've played you cuts of like us recording it in practice and such, but this is the real deal. It's only the second sort of pass as far as the mix goes, which is why I'm not playing you the whole song. I just wanted you to hear my cool drums. I did some cool stuff on this song, and I'm really happy with it. All right, on to thing number 2, pop culture-y stuff. What has got you excited right now? What has got me excited right now? And there's not a whole lot of reality competition shows that I like. Most of them I just can't stand. Not that I'm not into seeing talented people do interesting things in a competition sort of way, that concept seems fine with me. What I have a problem with is the way these shows are produced, the fake drama of so many of these shows. Survivor, The Voice, American Idol, Masked Singer. I mean, all that stupid stuff. I just cannot get into it. There's only one reality competition show that I feel is a genuinely good time. That they're not faking up the drama just to keep you watching through the commercials. You watch through the commercials because the show is that damn good. It's interesting. It's a travel log in the most extreme sort of ways. You learn about the places people visit. You see and meet interesting people. And the show is shot beautifully. It's called The Amazing Race, and it's finally back on the air. It's been 3 episodes so far, and it's been too long since this show was on. They filmed this episode. By the way, if you're not familiar with The Amazing Race, 11 teams start, teams of 2 people that know each other, and they travel around the world competing against other teams, doing little, activities that they have to, that are basically based on what happens in that place locally. They might have to build a hut for a tribesman. They might have to carry wood to a place to build a house, or they might have to experience the local culture and dance a certain dance, or play a song that's sort of native to that area. And so you learn about the area, you watch these people compete, and the last team to arrive each week at the finish line gets eliminated. It's awesome. And I highly recommend it. This show, the episode, the season that's on right now was recorded way before the pandemic, and they were actually recording another season to follow that one when the pandemic started. And I think they had to cut it short. So who knows what's going to happen with that season? But that's the season we're watching now was all recorded before the pandemic. So back when you could just travel all over the world doing cool shit on a TV show. And it's one of the few shows that I would consider appointment viewing. There's a few shows that I like to watch, but most of them I could kind of watch them whenever. I DVR them. I watch them when I have free time. The Amazing Race, I watch it either the minute it's on or within a few hours of it being on, like that night. I don't want to let any time. I want to find out what's going on The Amazing Race. That's how good about it. That's how good it is. That's how much I love it. And I'm just not into any other reality shows because most of them suck. And The Amazing Race is awesome. So there you go. Thing number 3. With all of the congestion and sinus pressure and snot that I've had in my head, I couldn't help but want to talk about something that I do with my snot that I think other people might do, but I'm just going to warn you right now, if you don't do this, it's probably because it would completely gross you out to know that this happens. But I know I'm not alone. I know there's at least one other person. I have spoken to this one other person. We both do it. And what we do is when in the shower, we blow our nose in the shower. And not just onto the shower floor, but no, that would be gross, right? You don't want to blow. You don't want it to go everywhere. You don't want to blow your nose onto the shower curtain or on the side of the walls or anything. You want to control the splatter. So I blow my nose in the shower. I hold one nostril closed with a finger, and the other nostril blows right into the palm of my hand, where I can see it and feel it, touch it, test the viscosity of it, and then let it wash off in the shower, and then do the other nostril. I really do this on a daily basis, and I probably just lost most of you as listeners, and I don't care. I mean, thing 3, it's supposed to be something silly, stupid, absurd, or gross. That's what it's always been, and it hasn't been very absurd or gross lately, so I just wanted to get that out there. I just wanted everybody to know that I do that. My hands are clean when I'm done. The snot goes down the drain, and it's not all over the place. And it's actually kind of fun to feel it hit your hand especially when the snot's kind of dried up and it's more like boogers. Then you're blowing out like little snot bullets, and you can feel them hit your hand, and it's pretty awesome. Anyway, I'm disgusting, and I know it, and I wanted you to know it too. I don't know if I can really explain that any better, but there you go. I blow my snot out in the shower right into my hand, and so that's the thing. That's the third thing, and that's the end of the show. I told you it'd be a short one. Hopefully, I'll have more voice and for a longer one next week. I look forward to talking to you again. I hope you're willing to still listen. This is JR signing off. 3 Things with JR. Have a great week. Go vote if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Drum solo.